You're not unhappy because of your job, or your ex, or your bank account. You're unhappy because nobody ever taught you that happiness isn't a feeling, it's a skill. And like every skill, it has techniques, specific ones, measurable ones, ones the Japanese have been quietly perfecting for 800 years, while the rest of us were busy buying meditation apps and crying in Teslas. I'm about to hand you 7 of them. Each one takes under 60 seconds a day. Each one is backed by actual neuroscience, not Instagram quotes. And by habit number 3, you're going to feel personally attacked by how obvious it is. Stay till the end. The last one rewires how you talk to yourself, and it's 2 words long. Number 7, itadakimasu. But not the version you think you know. Every YouTube guru tells you itadakimasu means thank you for the food. Cool, wrong. Or half right, in the way a fortune cookie is half right. The literal translation is closer to I humbly receive. You're not thanking the food, you're acknowledging that something, a fish, a grain, a farmer's spine, gave way so you could keep existing. Here's the weird part. When you pause for even 3 seconds before eating, your vagus nerve activates, your parasympathetic system kicks in, and your stomach actually digests food better. Gratitude isn't spiritual fluff, it's a digestive enzyme with PR. Fun fact, Japanese kids say it at every meal, and Japan has the lowest childhood obesity rate in the developed world. Pausing teaches the brain fullness signals arrive 20 minutes late. The Western version of saying grace died because it felt religious. Itadakimasu survived because it felt like engineering. Try it tomorrow. 3 seconds. Watch your nervous system exhale. Number 6. Greet the morning sun like it owes you money. I know every wellness influencer has now told you to get morning light, but here's what they're skipping. It's not the light, it's the ritual of looking up. When you tilt your chin upward toward the sun, you stretch your sternocleidomastoid, open your chest, and trigger a posture shift that lab studies link to lower cortisol within 90 seconds. Combine that with 380 to 480 nanometers of blue spectrum sunlight hitting your retina, and your suprachiasmatic nucleus, the tiny clock in your brain, resets your dopamine schedule for the entire day. Translation: looking up at the sun for 60 seconds in the morning is biochemically equivalent to prepaying for a good mood. Weirder, dermatologists found 10 minutes of morning sun on bare skin produces more usable vitamin D than most supplements, and your mood literally rides on D3 levels. Free pharmacy. The Japanese have been doing this for centuries and calling it spirituality. We call it circadian biology and charge $400 for a red light panel. Same thing. Number 5. Komorebi. The word that explains why you cry in forests. Komorebi is the Japanese word for sunlight filtering through leaves, that dappled, shimmery, I'm in a Studio Ghibli movie effect. Here's where it gets unhinged. That flickering pattern follows something called a 1/f fluctuation, the same mathematical rhythm as your heartbeat, ocean waves, crackling fire, and a cat purr. Your brain recognizes this rhythm as safe environment detected and downshifts into alpha waves, the same waves you produce during light meditation. You don't need a meditation app. You need a tree and 4 minutes. Here's the kicker. Hospital patients with windows-facing trees recover 8% faster and need fewer painkillers than those facing brick walls. Your nervous system reads nature as medicine, literally. The reason forest bathing became a $1 billion industry in Japan isn't because they're poetic, it's because their government ran the studies and found Shinrin-yoku reduces cortisol by 16%, blood pressure by 1.4%, and sympathetic nervous activity by 4% under 20 minutes. They prescribed forests, like medicine, because they are medicine. Number 4, laugh on purpose. Even if it's fake, especially if it's fake. Western culture treats laughter as a response. You laugh because something is funny. Japanese tradition flips it. You laugh first and let the brain catch up. There's a proverb, warau kado ni wa fuku kitaru. Fortune comes to a laughing gait. Now here's the freaky neuroscience. Your brain cannot distinguish between real and forced laughter on a hormonal level. Both release endorphins, both drop cortisol, and both flood your bloodstream with immune-boosting T cells for up to 45 minutes. A 2018 study at Osaka University found that elderly patients who fake laughed for 10 minutes daily had measurable improvements in arterial elasticity. Arterial elasticity. From fake laughing. Your face is a remote control for your nervous system. Most of us never press the buttons. Number 3, teine, the lost art of doing one thing slowly on purpose. Teine roughly translates to polite, careful, thorough, but culturally, it means doing ordinary tasks with disproportionate care. Folding a shirt like it's origami, pouring tea like the cup is alive, wiping a counter like the counter has feelings. Sounds insane until you learn what it does to your brain. Multitasking, the thing your job worships, actually drops your IQ by about 10 points temporarily, roughly the same as a sleepless night. But monotasking, with full sensory attention, activates the default mode network and the task positive network simultaneously, which is the literal definition of a flow state. In other words, doing dishes slowly might be cheaper, more effective therapy than the app you're paying $14.99 a month for. The Japanese figured this out around the year 1200. We're just catching up. Number 2, the 3 Good Things Notebook. A cognitive cheat code. Before bed, you write down 3 good things that happened. That's it. Sounds like a Pinterest quote. It's actually one of the most replicated findings in positive psychology. Why it works is darker than it sounds. Your brain has a negativity bias. Evolutionarily, your ancestors who remembered the bush with the tiger lived longer than the ones who remembered the bush with the berries. So your default neural setting is scan for threats, ignore wins. The 3 good things practice doesn't make you delusionally positive. It manually overrides 200,000 years of survival programming. After 21 days, fMRI scans show measurable thickening in the medial prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for emotional regulation and self-perception. You're not journaling, you're rewiring. Number 1, Otsukare-sama, the 2 words that change your relationship with yourself. Here's the one that hit me hardest. In Japan, when someone finishes work, even just you alone finishing dishes, you say, Otsukare-sama deshita. Roughly, you've worked hard, you are tired in an honorable way, rest now. We don't have this in English. We have I'm exhausted, which sounds like a complaint, or I crushed it, which sounds like a LinkedIn post. We have no phrase that simply acknowledges effort without judging the outcome. That's why so many of us go to bed feeling vaguely guilty even on productive days. There's no internal cue to close the loop. Saying Otsukare-sama to yourself, even silently, even while brushing your teeth, is an act of self-validation that bypasses the inner critic entirely. Researchers at Kyoto University linked daily self-acknowledgement phrases to a 23% reduction in nighttime rumination, the #1 predictor of insomnia in adults under 40. 2 words, free, take 0.4 seconds, outperforms most meditation apps on the market. Here's the punchline of this whole video. Happiness in Japan isn't a goal. It's a byproduct of how you do small things. The West sells happiness as a destination, a promotion, a beach, a relationship, a body. Japan treats it like weather. It shows up when conditions are right. You don't have to move to Kyoto. You don't need a Zen garden or a kimono or a $90 matcha kit. You need 60 seconds of sunlight, 3 good things, 1 slow task, and the courage to say Otsukare-sama to yourself tonight. The smallest habits build the quietest, most unshakable kind of happy. And quiet happiness, as it turns out, is the only kind that actually lasts.